Hi guys, welcome to the Break the Chain podcast. We're doing a Christmas special. I'm here with my good friend Eddie Jury. Welcome to the show, Ed.
Hello. No, sorry, just got to throw that one in there.
Yeah, this has been a long time coming. A while ago, Eddie wrote a blog post about his story, which was actually the most read blog post that we've ever had. Thousands of people read it, and it was a pretty lengthy bit of text. And it's an amazing story, and it's been a long time coming, and I wanted to do it now because I know that you have a really difficult time around special occasions, and it's Christmas Day now for you, isn't it? So, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas again.
Thank you.
And I really wanted to just talk about that stuff. But first, if you would like to tell us your story again, that would be absolutely amazing, because I'm sure some people haven't heard it.
Yeah, right. I was, where do we start? Well, we all grew up in the rave scene, didn't we, and everything, so drugs was running through all our bodies and all that. And then when I was 19, I got a phone call telling me that there was a fire engine outside my house, and I thought I burnt my house down, like you do. Yeah, and I know that's not normal, but still thinking that I burnt my house down. And I rang my dad, and he said, I think she's dead, Ed. And basically my mum was ill for a week. She was bleeding to the brain. She went to the doctors twice. They palmed her off with anti-sickness tablets and all that. Didn't give her a CT scan. And she collapsed in the kitchen, just dropped dead. Was moaning about her headache all week. And obviously, where you just think it's flu and all that, you just brush it aside and everything. Gone to go to a party and everything the next day. And got that phone call. Rushed home and she was already gone. They kept her alive because of my sister was pregnant and all that. That was when I was 19. And the thing is, at the time when this was happening, my mum was looking after my aunt who was suffering from cancer. And my aunt died 5 days after my mum did. So we had a double funeral for two people that died in different circumstances, which is something you just wouldn't wish on anyone. And then you never get over someone robbing you of your parents, do you? Especially at such a young age and all that. It's hard because you saw two sides of death. You saw the good and the bad. My aunt was old, not old, but was old, but dying, wanted to die, didn't want chemo or nothing. My mum had everything to come to look forward to. My mum had my sister's wedding, my sister's baby, everything as a parent that you look forward to. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then, after that, a couple of years after that, my dad had a suspected heart attack and then was ill again. And then on my mum's birthday, my aunt died on my mum's birthday. Then 3 years ago, my dad died of cancer, and that was all in the last 10 years. So pretty. Also through that, we'll get onto the addictions and what got me through all that grieving and all that after. But when you're, it's hard because when your parents go and everything, I kind of lost shackles, if you know what I mean. Where I could not do what I want. You didn't care. Not you didn't care for not because of a reason, but if your life can change so quick like that, you don't care for living to tomorrow. You live for today, if you know what I mean. So that's the way life was at that time. You just didn't go on to the next thing. You just live for the moment.
Yeah, I still remember how hard it was for you when around that time, man, and it was just looked absolutely tragic. And we was obviously being in the rave scene, and just being around
the party scene helped it though, mate. Because I can remember one of the first parties that I went to, and everyone was so supportive and all that. Don't get me wrong, it probably weren't the best environment to, but it was a release. Here's the thing: when my mum died, I was planning. I went to Storm the next day, Storm the reunion, a big thing in Birmingham. But it's something that I regret-ish because of she collapsed the night before at 7 o'clock in the morning, at 7 o'clock in the evening. Yeah. We got told that she would have had brain damage or whatever, at about fucking 4 o'clock in the morning. So we got told that she was dead, But obviously, because they kept her alive, because my sister weren't up here, I didn't need to stay in Lincolnshire just to sit there and say, "Are you all right, Eddie? Are you all right, Eddie? Is there anything I could do?" I just wanted to get off my head. Not like that. I wanted to be in another world. But the weird thing is, when I left and was in Birmingham, you're in this whole different, like parties and raves is like a fantasy world, right or wrong. Like lights, smoke, big speakers. It's you're living in a dream world, yeah. I had to go back to reality that my mum weren't there. Do you know what I mean? That was the circumstances that, yeah, it was just dodgy, not dodgy, where, and obviously I regret it, but then that type of lifestyle not took over, but helped me to deal with grief in a total different way, because I tried to surround myself with friends and everything instead of looking after myself. You look for companionship and all that shit.
The rave scene's a really interesting thing, and I mean, I'm sure it's not the same for everyone, but certainly the experience that I had coming into the rave scene was, before that I had, not really many mates, and I found just kind of everything quite difficult as a kid, like just not really having friends, getting into fights, and people not like generally didn't like me that much. I had a few mates. And then finding the rave scene, and then just having this click, and just boom, and then you've just got hundreds of friends, and it's just and it's amazing to have that kind of that connection with people, and create these amazing bonds, and everyone genuinely looking after each other, but it's all dependent on things being in the right condition, if you know what I mean. And as soon as you take the drugs away, everyone gets nasty. But in that condition, like, I really found something I was looking for temporarily. Yeah.
The thing is, the racing got me, because when I was 15, 16, I never went clubbing because I don't look old enough. I still don't look old enough. Bloody 30, look. Yeah. I still don't look. I still get ID. Yeah. So when I'm 16, everyone's all dressing up to go out to clubs and everything. I wasn't going to get in at all. So I knew where I wanted to be.
Maybe in Skegness.
No, honestly, everywhere. Even though I couldn't even get in at Skeg. Even though it's shit, but no, I just couldn't. I still don't go club. The only time I go clubbing now is legal events, and obviously, like Christmas times, you got to kind of go to the pub and all that. But it depends what type of person you are. It's not for everyone, innit? It's weird because of every person that you see in our friendship group or in the party scene and all that. 9 out of 10 will tell you, no, I don't want to go clubbing. That ain't my entertainment. That ain't where I feel safe. That ain't where I feel wanted or fit in or anything like that. So it is necessarily not the outcast of society, yeah, but like the people that don't wish to fit in, if you know what I mean. Like through years, yeah, you've had skaters, emos, Chaz, whatever it's got. You've had one niche or like, how do you put it? One, not fashion. Yeah. Like that? Yeah, and it's progressed in it. But you'd find them all in the underground scene where people think that the underground scene's welcome into all sorts, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that's what's so beautiful about it, is it did accept. I mean, I used to be hanging around with people who would just be from all different backgrounds of every kind. There was no. It broke down all these barriers, didn't it? And it was dependent on chemicals, but it taught me something, that you could exist like this, Oh
yeah,
in the beginning,
It's a community, but obviously in a community you've got to all help each other and all that. And if one person's getting not necessarily, it's just hard, isn't it? People get jealous in all walks of life and all that, and people don't want other people doing well. It's just life, isn't it? Yeah. Let's go back to my story, yeah? Right, so after my mum went, yeah, I was 19, yeah, methadone just come out, yeah, and someone offered me £1,000 to invest in it. I got a phone call saying, I've got £1,000 for you to invest in this new legal drug, yeah? Luckily, I got it for about £3 a gram. And just not smashed it. It was getting rid of loads and loads and loads. But I weren't just taking that, which was like speed, ecstasy, MD, all mixed up into one when it was good. Yeah. I was taking that and ketamine and weed, yeah? So the ketamine and the weed was tranquilizing me, confusing me and everything. And because I've got ADHD, I like to talk and all that. You've put me in some holes, mate, yeah, where I can't talk. Do you know where like James?
I used to do that on purpose, yeah. Let's make Eddie a bit quieter, yeah. You're bringing the dark side out of this story's bringing the dark side out here.
It's all right, mate, with kids, yeah. and what is it? Do you know, like, and then it just got. I would think people was talking about me in a room, everything. It was definitely the plant food, though. Do you know the methadone as a enhanced it, if you know what I mean? Like, you'd think your friends was against you when they're there. I threw out 400 odd quid out of a window because I thought the car was tracked. But that was Mother's Day weekend, you know. Like, I threw 400 quid out of the window. What else did I do? Rip money up.
You've done stuff with your SIM card and phones.
Yeah, yeah. Who ain't? No, what dealer at the point who ain't paranoid? Don't do that.
Selling drugs is just a world of paranoia, and you're just never relaxed. And I remember, I sold drugs because obviously it made my addiction fundable and be able to afford it, and it made me feel powerful as well, and I really like that. I like that I'm having this power, but and I didn't realise how much I was abusing my friends as well, like using them, taking their money off them for my, I'd use my friends' addiction to take their money out of their pockets and put it in my own. And I thought I was still a nice guy, because I was always like really generous and whatever. But nah, man.
That's an extra point too in that.
I'm just going to shut this door because there's an alarm going off. We've got all the drama going on this morning.
No, I know exactly what you mean, yeah. Because it's like, but at that time, yeah, it's weird, yeah, because I never bought drugs to our area. Yeah, I did with the plant food, yeah, but that was only because someone else was going to do that, yeah. The other drugs was already there. Do you know where you're not playing with people's habits? They've already got their habit. Do you know what I mean? You're not introducing them to something. They're already doing it. That's where it's. Anyway, let's get back on track. Yeah, when so yeah, you lose the plot and all that. Yeah, and so I started. Also, drugs started getting dearer, and methadone started getting illegal. Harder to get and all that. Yeah, and my money couldn't fund it and all that. So, yeah, I ended up having. Well, my first time I had heroin, yeah, was the week before my mum died, the night that she collapsed, yeah. Didn't touch it then for about 2 years, 3 years, yeah. Not even, it weren't this one hit wonder and then you're addicted like that, yeah. But after, money situations, it coming around in your circle or something like that, it got hooked on it, which ain't good. But like I said in that blog, it gives you like a false sense of security and everything, and you think everything's all right when you're on these drugs, yeah? You think you're looking healthy, you're looking all right. You don't. You look pale as fuck and you look like you just walked out of a fucking cupboard. With nothing, But because you're buzzing off your tits or got this mask on, yeah, you don't give a shit, and that don't. Yeah, so I was on heroin for about 7 years, and it progressed from smoking it to IV-ing it, but the heroin overtook every other drug. So it took me from sniffing daily and wanting a line every time you sort of see someone racking up. So I don't fault that drug because it helped me with a different addiction, but it just landed me in a bigger one. It replaced a bigger one, but it took it away from. Because I can remember when we was younger and we sniffed, we could go in a room, yeah, and if you didn't have money, people would still give you it, yeah.
Yeah.
And you'd be that greedy, you'd want it all the time, regardless. Do you know what I mean? Even if you, and then when I got into that other habit, it got to how do you, it got to, you don't need it, you could leave it. Do you know, you had your drug, you were sorted, but then you needed that drug every day so you weren't ill. And that illness is it's rattling is disgusting, mate. It's uncontrollable sweats. Do you know stomach ache, stomach cramps? Do you know being sick, bile? You don't even have to drink it. I used to starve myself, mate, just to get through the day. Not through the day. Like, do you know to not eat so I wouldn't bring it up? So your stomach was just empty, so you'd just be puking, not spit, and bile and all that, And rattling, I remember when my nan died, I had my nan died a year after my dad did, and I was still on it, And what is it? So we went to the funeral, I didn't take nothing, obviously, on the way down and all that, So I was sober all through that fucking thing. Got to about 8 o'clock at night, mate. We're coming up the A1, to come home back to Lincolnshire. Start rattling in the car, mate. Do you know, we stopped over for food and I can't even eat it because I'm being sick. Do you know, and this is with my dad's missus and my sister. Do you know, like, you don't need it, but your body cries for it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
a really, I know when I've come off ketamine the first time, from going from having like a bag like that in my pocket all the time and just having as much as I wanted, and then got to Australia. It was like a real psychological thing, and it was still a torture, but it was a psychological one. But with the heroin, it's the physical side of it. It makes you physically sick, like really ill, doesn't it?
Yeah, but the thing is, they prescribe you, methadone and Subutex, I never went on subbies as a beta blocker, because it blocks it out. Because the thing is, I liked drugs, Do you know, I liked being on them, So, but it weren't like when you have meth, you can still use on top. So it replaces the first bag, so it makes the method makes you feel better, and then you take the heroin to enjoy the heroin, Well, if you're rattling, that bag you don't enjoy, it just takes it takes that. Just say you was operating at 70% without it. When you have gear, you're operating at 100%, but it depletes quickly. Do you know, through the day saying we need more and more? It's like a car and petrol. Do you know, like, you got to fill it up just to fucking be normal.
Yeah, totally. It's and it is and that's the problem with drugs and all material things. Really, is like it starts out good, and then the more you do, the worse it gets, and it just runs away from you, doesn't it? And obviously from heroin, like, where do you go? Like, when you get to there and you've done it all, and you're injecting it, and you're running out of veins, and all this shit's going on, no money, and it's like, what do you do then?
Yeah, well, you're scraping about like we said this yesterday. You're just in a barrel looking up. Letting the world go around you, mate. Getting through one rattle a day. Like finding that tenner to sort you out so you're not ill. And the thing is, you can sit there. I've gone to addiction so many times, and it weren't the fact. You try be ill, and have to walk 3 miles to go get your script. Do you know you're ill? You can't even. Do you know? No one's walking 3 miles when they're poorly. Do you know, like, just to make themselves feel normal. It weren't the thing, and then so done all that. I've done everything, apart from like crystal meth and everything. But that's never I come across that and all that. But it took. I've blew a lot of money, but it's money that I didn't want. It's not like that. I should have used it properly, but it's anyway. It took some realisation and everything, and a life-changing experience, shall we say, for me to say rise from the ashes, shall we just put it like that.
What was that life-changing experience?
A fire where I lost everything.
I didn't know
I'll tell you
that.
one. No. Not many did, because Eddie don't record. I try not to put everything out on the internet. You want to hear a funny story?
Yeah, go for it.
everything went in that fire, yeah, everything that my dad gave me, whatever, yeah. So all I had, yeah, was the clothes on my back, yeah. One thing survived out of that fire, yeah, and it was my mom's 21st ceramic birthday cup, yeah. It was pitch black, yeah, through all the ashes and everything, but not a scratch on it. Do you know? And that cup's 30 years old, and it's you know, it's like it's creepy, innit? But yeah, so I had that. It was all loads of shit. Do you know what I mean? Everything was just one thing after another. So then after basically being homeless, I moved to Ipswich, and I am now 19, 20 months clean. You know, off. I wouldn't say everything. I'm not going to sit there and like blow my own trumpet, mate. Yeah, but I am opiate free. You know, and that's the like. It's hard again, but it's I don't, because I know what everyone does. Like it's weird. It's just the thing is as well, because I've got ADHD and everything and depression and all that. I've been ploughed with drugs for the last 10 years. Yeah. And not even just from, like ones that I've put in my own body. I was prescribed 15 milligram of diazepam a day. Yeah. Plus a 7.5 Zopiclone at night. Yeah. 15 milligram of diazepam. Go to another doctor. Yeah. And they say, bloody hell, what are you doing? Put it on that. Do you know? But they're not your actual doctor and everything, but you just get addicted to that as well. Do you know? It's one of those ones, isn't it? But 18 months clean, no meth, nothing. And the way I did it, I took myself out of the surroundings where my friends were, but not necessarily my friends, where drugs was easy accessible and all that, into a place where, don't get me wrong, I could have curved the streets there and got it, yeah, because the drugs everywhere, yeah. But I didn't want to. Do you know, you was down there to prove a point, and it started getting 1 week I'm clean, 2 weeks, 1 month, 5 weeks. Do you know? And then it's 2 months, 3 months, whatever. And now it's a weird one, yeah, because of because it's still at the back of your mind, isn't it? Do you know, like you could do that, but that's like anything. You could go rob a bank if you wanted to. Do you know, if you're that. If you're that not inclined, but do you know, yeah, it's hard, mate. It's an ongoing thing, isn't it? Do you know? And it's all about like just. I ran away from grief. I thought I was handling it all right. That's my issue. I thought I was dealing with it proper, but it was kicking my ass, mate. You know, like, and I was just sat there, burying my head in the sand, going, "You don't know how I feel." Do you know, trying to sit there and look at, but there's been a lot of positive outcomes from it. Yeah. So since my mum died, yeah, I went to Prague and met my favourite DJ off a plane and partied in Prague. Don't get me wrong, thingy money helped, yeah, but it was, do you know, I've done that. Then we had DJs come and play for us at New Year's Eve and play for us at events and everything. Through me going and meeting them over there, the record label out in Prague, we've got so many more prospects and shit like that coming from it. Do you know, them headlining our stage at this festival and that festival. And it's, my life changed, and my life changed. I grew up quick. I grew up when I was not, do you know, but would I have done the things that I've done since? Would I be in the position that I'm at now? Do you know, with experience and everything? Do you know, where helping people helping people that are going through it with their own things and all that, and giving them a place to talk to, you know, come to, and giving them the knowledge of how it is. Do you know, I wouldn't sit there and go, oh yeah, do what I did, but I did it my way. Do you know? And that's the difference. There's no written rule on how to deal with grief.
No.
Do you know?
Fuck no.
You can never tell, yeah, someone that loses their parent at the age of 13 to someone that loses their parent at the age of 19. At 13, yeah, you've got your teachers, your friends, you've got school to distract you, you've got everything. At 19, you're just finishing college or whatever, you're going into the big wide world, bam, spiral straight on. Do you know you've got to try fend for yourself?
That's a difficult time as well. You know, as soon as you've left school and you've had all that structure and you've been told what to do and you've been given this is the way you do things, and then that gets cut and it's like, well, they haven't actually told us what to do apart from, you know, go to uni or whatever it is after school or get a job. And it's just like, well, and then you've got to learn to do life. It's hard, man. I find it really hard.
Yeah, I was working, yeah, and that helped for like the first 7 months or so because it's a seasonal job. So when it happened, I was working and that was a good distraction, yeah. But it kind of just prolonged it. I was putting it off on the back burner. Do you know what I mean? It weren't. And do you know how you said how dates have affected me and everything? Yeah, on certain days I've overdosed. I've just say shit's happened. Do you know what I mean? It's usually been on dates. On the certain days are coming up, or some things have been positive. Do you know, like when I went to Amsterdam for Mother's Day weekend, that was a positive. Yeah. Do you know I was doing something that is memorable on a bad occasion for myself, but it's being replaced by something that's good. Do you know, like, but on other times, the anxiety of the date coming up, it could be a month before, do you know, 3 weeks or something, and then it's plonked in my head and it just eats at it for a bit. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible. Do you know, it's birthdays ain't too bad. It's more like, do you know, Mother's Day and Father's Day and stuff like that, because of you can't get around it. You can't avoid it. It's everywhere. Pop-ups, it's on the internet, it's on do you know, TV, it's if you walk down the high street, it's everywhere. Do you know, it's not nice, but you've just got to deal with it, innit?
Do you feel like it has got easier as time's gone on?
It depends what frame of mind you're in and everything. I don't know, because it ain't got easier, because it still kicks my ass. It don't kick my ass like it used to. It don't. It gets easier to handle. The actual day ain't even that bad. It's the whole build-up. And then you wonder why you've been doing this, because you've been destroying yourself like the last 2 weeks mentally and everything, yeah? And the day comes and you kind of like brush it aside like it's any old day. Do you know what I mean? But it's that whole build-up of leading to it. Like it's some big thing when it ain't. Do you know? Well, it is to you, but do you know what I mean? It's a weird one. It gets easier, yeah, but you still notice them not there. Of course you do. You still notice them on days like today. Do you know where you'd want them around the dinner table, or like your niece and nephew? My niece has 2 birds and one of them's dead. Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, Granddad's looking after the bird in heaven and all that." That's a 5-year-old girl saying that. Do you know, like, it's a bit thingy. Do you know, a bit shit.
I wonder sometimes whether it's good to learn to deal with death at a young age or not. I guess everybody's different, you know.
Well, the only death I dealt with, before that, was my nan's, and I was about 8 or 9, and I can remember, Space Jam come out, and they kept me from going to my nan's funeral by taking me to go see Space Jam, because of obviously I was young, you know. So literally, my first funeral was months, you know. Yeah, great. Like, fucking. It's gone.
Very little's going to prepare you for that.
Well, here's the thing, mate. Yeah, when someone goes suddenly, it's a weird one, because my old dear, she didn't want to grow old. Yeah, she said she used to work in a care home and everything. Yeah, she said, "Oh, I don't want to end up like that. Don't stick me in a care home." Blah 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 blah. And the way she left, she left us with more than she ever had. Yeah, in the circumstances that it was, she left us with more than she ever could. And if you offered that to her, she'd probably say yes. You know, like, the thing is, she got robbed of seeing her first grandkid, seeing her daughter marry, all the positive things as a parent, It's just heartbreaking that way. Do you know what I mean? It's not, do you know, like, the things that you grow up for, to look forward to as a grown-up, as an adult, you know, just,
It's one of them, it's one of them things, isn't it, where you said, you wouldn't have done so many of these things if it wasn't for this occasion. I know in my life, everything I do now is because of losing friends to suicide and my drug addiction, all of it. That's why I do, that's why my life is what it is, that's what's brought meaning to my life. And I find life really quite beautiful now, and the experiences, and it's turned me into a character that, I can't believe where I am now and how grateful I am to be in the position I am now with the mindset that I have. And I see your Facebook as well. Every day you put some nice comments on there, a nice message for people and positive things, for just really nice stuff. And, I never would have imagined that me and you were doing what we're doing, and trying to help people in the way that we are.
The thing is, the positive comments, mate, it's like you said, the world is beautiful, depending on not your outlook on life, depending on what position you are in life, if you know what I mean. Do you know, like, it's hard if you've got a job, regular money and all that, and it's like something to focus on and all that, life can be amazing, and the positive comments and smiles and all that, it's not I don't mean it, it's not for show, because I believe it fully. But sometimes it's a hard one. Do you know when you're trying to be positive, but really inside you're fucking beat up?
Yeah.
You're beat up and broken into pieces, if you know what I mean. I've been like that in the last year or two. Yeah, I've tried not to be. Obviously, when things have been coming up, you've got to deal with it, and it's sad. And I usually cry, you say the night before. I'll tell you when it gets me, late at night, because I can't shut off, That's when, you feel alone at the most. Yeah. That's when it's like, but no, I never thought I'd be in a position to what I'm in at the minute, mate. I never thought I'd be doing what I'd be doing. Not necessarily, not about all of it. Like, I said I'd be off heroin by the time I was 30. Yeah. Like, not rep myself through my 30s and all that, but you kind of was already on that path and shit, and then to sit there and to do it on my own accord, mate, I tried loads of times, and it would get you might do a week, you might do 10 days, but you've done those 10 days, so it's out your system, and then you jump back straight on it. Even if you do it once, and that ain't, because I'm not addicted to it because I've had 10 days off. That's what mind frame people are in at the time. They're like, I'll treat myself, I'll get back on it. Like, all that hard work, those 3 days of illness, the feeling better, to just ruin it in a couple of days.
Yeah. I find that so hard. That's why I had to get the distance that I did from my friends who are still using, and because it's so easy if you don't. I've had to build a supportive network around me of people who don't do that, who tell me when I'm like, I'll probably just have a bit, and they're just like, do you and then they kind of show you the reality of it. Like, do you remember 3 days ago you was puking up bile and shivering and rattling, and we had to lock you in a room because he pulled all the wallpaper off and smashed it up or whatever else things he did, and it's like your mind always deceives you and tricks you into thinking, it makes you forget about it. The other day I had to write a list of all the things that drugs did, like, fuck my life up, and I've written this big list, and it's so long, man. I didn't even have to think. Like, didn't even take me long to just be like, oh yeah, it's shit, because that's my like reality list.
Right, it messed up your famous mechanic career.
Oh my God!
It messed up your famous extreme sports career.
I don't know how famous my mechanic's career was.
It messed up your modelling career. It didn't mess up your sports career, mate, because you was a 100-metre sprinter, mate. Yeah, and Usain Bolt could give you a run for your money.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I know you're not editing this. We'll get my sister in the video as well.
My sister's getting cut out.
It ruined your international DJ career.
Oh God, what is this Rip Me Day?
No, it ain't.
Oh mate, the Usain Bolt one was funny. When I got caught selling drugs, I had like a famous police chase.
You was like in the line, just across the land, mate.
Oh my god! Yeah, that copper that chased me was. I just had a. Hey.
Funny story that night, mate. Yeah, we had like 15 odd grand or something. Yeah, in Liam's car. Yeah, and Liam couldn't find his keys and was pissed as a fart, mate. And the copper the copper didn't give him his keys back. The copper had his keys. Didn't search his car. Searched every car on the next to us.
Really? What did it? That was in that car park that night that I got caught.
Yeah, because we used that venue, didn't we? Legends or something, got the top floor.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that place.
No, let's laugh anyway.
Anyway, that was a miserable experience.
All right, no, back to your list.
I'm not going to degrade it anymore. Oh my god.
No, I know exactly what you're saying, mate. You know, like where you've done things, not necessarily, you've done stupid things, mate. Absolutely stupid things. I've had one, do you know, right? I got arrested once, yeah, because my mates dropped. Shall we tell this story or not? Should I just tell you?
I don't know. I before this, I was just like, oh god, what's Eddie going to say? I've just been thinking. I guess that's why it's taken so long to do this podcast. Like, what's he going to say though?
And then yeah, do you know? I remember right. So we've gone down to London, yeah, because a mate's been troubled and took a turn for the worse with drugs and everything. Gone down here to pick him up, and my mate's got hammered off the drugs. Come back. They're absolutely blottoed, yeah. I had to drop them off at their doorstep, yeah, down Fenside, dropped them off on their doorstep, absolutely paralytic and everything, yeah. Got stopped by police. Had to walk in a line, and my trousers didn't fit. So I'm walking in the line, yeah, my trousers fell straight down, yeah. He's like, the copper's laughing, first of all, yeah. He's like, oh yeah, do you know, the copper's laughing, he's like, go on and do it again. Do it again, mate, yeah? And I walk in a line and my trousers fell down again, man. Yeah, so I got arrested, yeah, because obviously they think now I'm over the limit, this, that. Took it to the cell. Sergeant rang me up when I was in the cell. Do you know what you've got nicked for? Not really. Do you know my trousers fell down? And it got NFA'd, yeah? It was just like, it's these sort of predicaments that we put ourselves in, and the only person to blame is ourselves. Do you know, like...
That's the hard thing about it, you know. You do have to take responsibility for everything if you want to change your life, you know. Even if you think it's not your fault, you still got to take responsibility for whether you want your life to be different. You know, a minute ago you said, you know, it might have sounded like I said that the world is beautiful. I don't think the world's beautiful. I think the world's kind of pretty shit. And the reality is, your life and my life and lots of other people's lives that are shit is the reality of life. We all have to go through. We all have to walk through these events happening. We all have to walk through death. Everyone does, and it's like the reason why I think that things are kind of beautiful now is not because the world is. It's because I'm living in a different way where, like yourself, you're putting out positivity and beautiful and trying to help people, and I find the beauty in that, in the way that I try to help people instead of just try and use and abuse this world and try and see the world as a beautiful thing, because I don't see the world as a beautiful thing. I see the reality of it, but I have a beautiful perspective on life. You know, it's in here.
See the difference with me is I've gone through my shit already, so I ain't got to lose my parents no more, mate. I ain't got that. You know, I've had a friend lose someone this year. Do you know? My life is mine now. Don't get me wrong, I've got sisters, I've got nieces and nephews, do you know, but my close-knit family, what family, do you know, it's sad to say, but that's where you, and the thing is, you make your own life. I want to make sure not people remember my name, because they're going to remember my name anyway, mate. Yeah. But it's one of those ones, yeah, where I don't know. I don't know how it's more chancing things, isn't it? Do you know, like how can you put it? The position that I'm in at the minute, yeah, it's not an amazing position, but I've built it up myself. No one else has sat there bloody holding my hand, they're telling me to do it. People doubted me with the one T-shirt that I was bringing out and posting everywhere to get everyone to do it. I've got about 10 outfits now. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's
Tell us a bit about so I'll put a bit of this into perspective a little bit. Me and you have kind of always had this kind of friendly rivalry, haven't we? From just forever.
You get Jay.
No, but it's kind of funny. I never give a shit, Ed, to be honest. But
I don't.
Let's not go in there. But it was always
as rich as you.
It was always funny, wasn't it? You know. But we always obviously everything that we used to do was criminal, and now we've kind of reformed our character a bit, and we're kind of like both selling clothing now. And you honestly, Ed, you have honestly inspired me so much, and I never thought that would happen. And like, I'm so pleased and grateful, for what you've done, and because I've always been a bit shy with my promo and stuff, and you're just balls out doing it. Like you just.
I'll put you everywhere. Do you know what I mean? I'll sit there, and it's not that. It's the fact is, do you know where this? I've paid for advertising once, yeah, and I've probably been seen by about 500,000 people this year.
You're a really talented promoter, mate. Seriously, you're a really talented promoter.
You say that, mate. I went for a job last week, yeah. The geezer's into rave music, blah, blah, blah. It's promoting charities and everything. And he's like, I don't think you're good enough for the job. The other person that was after me is a bloody chef. So how's a chef better than someone, where you're just like, whatever, mate. Like, it's one of those ones where people judge you by your cover, mate, yeah, and don't sit there and think, what can you do for me? Like, but, yeah, all right, so, Rude Awakenings, yeah. Basically, a party scene around our area went a bit tits up through people moving on with their life, yeah. So they didn't want to carry around the speakers or still being with drug scene and all that, yeah. So everyone, it kind of moved on. But in Lincolnshire, you have such a talented group of people, yeah, that is musically gifted in different genres and everything, yeah, with nowhere to go. With no platform to play at, with nowhere to be seen, yeah. Some of the best in the country in certain genres, yeah. And I got given an opportunity to start doing my own night by this gentleman called Mark in Boston and everything. And he gave me the night, he gave me 3 nights, and it just rolled straight away. Do you know the name, Rude Awakenings, and then the slogan, and then this, and then that? Not the logo that I've got now. That builds up and everything, yeah. But the actual night where I could put my friends on, bring the headliners, headliners, utilising local talent, bringing headliners to to see us and everything. It was just putting it on Charles James.
Right.
Oh, there, mate. I've got to turn that down, mate. That's just really loud.
This is going to be fun getting that back in the right place.
It won't. I'm on it, mate. How's that?
Up a bit.
Ed.
Beautiful, it's done. Happy days.
Surely that'll do.
Yeah, it is. It's good. Don't touch it. Don't touch it.
I'm not going to touch it, but I want to show the good side, Like, I'm not being funny. I see Break the Chain here. I don't see no Rude Awakenings. You know what I mean? I can't even get my thing on there yet.
Well, we can see it, mate.
Anyway. Right, anyway, yeah. So I did that. Then, like, events cut up. I'm pretty sure by the 4th or 5th event, my dad got diagnosed with cancer. So my whole frame went on it and all that, yeah. And then I did a charity night and shit like that. And then so basically I did a few nights in Lincoln and in Lincolnshire. I moved away. Well, this was when I was still fully on it, yeah. I moved away, got a job, and the first thing I wanted to do was start it back up. And my sisters and people around me was like, don't do it, what are you doing? I don't think that's right. This is my first paycheck, and I want to go full, like I said, full deep in it straight away. Because I didn't believe where I'd be today with like that side of business, but I knew I wanted to carry on doing events. Do you know? I knew what like I wanted to do, and it's been crazy. This year has been absolutely mental, to be honest. I can't even keep up with it myself. I forget who I've done. Do you know?
You love it, don't you? You know, you love it, and I can, you know.
Here's the thing. The thing that I love, mate. Yeah, it's not this. I like making people money. Yeah, I like making other people. I like being that middleman that is legal. that ain't illegal. Do you know? Like, but yeah, it's just. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah, but again, I sell grinders, mate. Do you know? Like, how do you put that into the thingy? How do you put that something? Do you fit? Oh, don't go smoking that weed, Eddie. 10 years later, I'm selling grinders. You know, like it's a weird one. Do you know what I mean? And the thing is, it's like. Well, for instance, I don't hide from my past. Do you know when I apply for a job, and because of that blog that I wrote for you, I put that out straight away. No, I went and told my manager straight away. Like when I applied for my job, I got that job. I went, I'm an ex-gearhead, because you never know what people are going to do. People could go Google your name straight away, and they see it come up straight away. And at that point in my life, it was all just negativity. Some positive things, but you'd have to go proper searching for it.
Yeah. If you Google my name, it's not great. The first thing to come on Google for me, it's not good stuff. You know,
James was a Horncastle world record holder for 110 metre hurdle.
Oh man, I'm hoping that Google does me a bit is a bit kinder to me in the future. But you know, it's great that you have the opportunity to work on that, and being such a tosser has given me the opportunity to do that. And like you're saying with the not hiding your weakness thing, you know, if you telling someone that they know you, they understand you, and you're not, it removes a vulnerability and an anxiety that you have to hide. You know, it's so important. I think, you know, I fully support that because it's so important.
Well, yeah, because the thing is, when I wanted it just to be on a fair playing field. Do you know what I mean? Because the fact is, not necessarily there weren't no. I was on the straight path straight away. I was on the right path at that time anyway. But I just thought like it's a weird one, innit? Because of. Well, there's certain other things, for instance, I've got loads of scars down my left arm, through, like, not feeling good enough for someone, we say, and feeling shit about yourself and everything, you want to take the pain out on yourself and all that bollocks, Now, I'm going into a job with public there. Not that it's any of their business, but when I first started the job, I would cover my arms. You know, because you'd feel embarrassed, ashamed, whatever. You know, not that, and it didn't bother me, but it did, if you know what I mean, just a little bit, but enough for me to feel self-conscious about it. Where you'd put a top on underneath your uniform. Do you know? So I've got a long sleeve top and a short sleeve uniform on. Didn't need to, but your own little paranoias. Do you know? It's weird. But
it's amazing as well when you do kind of reveal this stuff and you show people your scars, metaphorically or literally. It gives but it gives you the opportunity to connect with people in a way and help people that, you know, realise that you're someone who's shared that experience, and you're someone that, you know, can guide other people through who are suffering with things as well.
Mate, the amount of inboxes, which you've probably had yourself, that you never thought you would have, the amount of inboxes I had of people sat there telling me, do you know, like, you're an inspiration, for instance. I don't think I'm an inspiration. I do in one way, as on not inspiring. No, I wouldn't go to that level of deepness, I'd go, if I can do it, you can do it. Do you know, like that thing? I'm just the same as you, but How can I be inspiring when I put myself in that position that was at the bottom of the food chain?
That's
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what? So because I've had a bath and sorted myself out, I'm inspired that it's not like...
It is inspiring. It is inspiring, but also I think that level of humility you have there is beautiful, because the recognition of the fact that it's like, yeah, I'm only doing good now. 2 years ago, I was doing really fucking bad, and all before that, I was a complete selfish idiot. And I'm only doing good now, and who knows what the future holds, you know?
I wouldn't say I was selfish, yeah, but I wouldn't let no one tell me. Do you know? I kind of went on my own. I was still the same Eddie, same person that wanted everyone else to do well. Do you know? But certain people would sit there and see you and just class you as an addict straight away. Do you know? Sat there without even knowing you as a person. Another person, yeah, would sit there and leave 500 quid in front of me and fully well knowing I wouldn't take it, even through all my habit. Do you know? They sit there and go, it is the type of person that you are. Do you know? Because I know I could go out and ask that friend, can I borrow 20 quid? Oh, do you know? No, I have to take it. Do you know what I mean?
One thing with heroin is, as soon as you know someone's on heroin, you just kind of like, you just push them away. And that's something that naturally in society has built in. As soon as someone's on heroin, it's just like, shit, they've gone dark, you know. And then I know that you got rejected by so many people around that time. And everyone on heroin does, by society, get pushed into a dark corner, really, even not just by the drugs.
In my opinion, mate, yeah, that's where you'll see your real friends. Because your real friends, yeah, are there for thick and thin, regardless of what you're doing. Not let you do what you're doing, yeah, but do you know, I hate to say this, but my friends have been there and helped me. Not like that. I was saying, yes, Eddie, you can go use our bathroom, fully well knowing what I'm doing, because of I've sat in their front room ill, do you know, or starting to get ill. Been with them 12 hours or whatever, but now I'm starting to get ill. Do you know? So they not sort me out. They let me sort myself out. Now, it is selfish for me to put them into that predicament, yeah? But, do you know, they didn't judge. They didn't sit there and, do you know, I can't believe you do it. Do you know what I mean? It's... all drugs are selfish. That's what drugs... It depends, though. If you take drugs and are selfish with them, yeah, then you are going to be, do you know, they're mine, they're all mine, they're mine, yeah? But if, like, you share them about and that's what you use them for as a fun, do you know, like, say you buy a crate of beer, yeah, and all the beer's yours, you're going to be fucking levered, yeah? If you have a crate of beer and you spread it out to everyone there, you're all having, do you know, you're all on the same levels and everything like that. You're not just up there and everyone's down here. Do you know what I mean?
The problem comes when you lose control of your choices and you become an addict, and it starts to have negative consequences. And what I found is, it's like, yeah, in this scene we're all super nice to each other, super nice. But as soon as you take away my drugs and what I need, my medicine, I turn nasty, you know, and I'm anxious and I ain't friendly. I can't even look people in the eyes, you know. So it's kind of,
I get that.
Yeah.
It's
two
with that
sides
one,
to
though,
it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. But it's the same as this, yeah, right? So when I started work, when I moved to Ipswich and sorted my life out a bit, yeah, no one wanted me to go out no one wanted me to go out, yeah, knowing full well what would happen, yeah. But the thing is, it's not prolonging it like that, yeah. It's up, like you said, it's our responsibility. It's up to us now to sit there and go, no, yeah, I'm old enough and ugly enough, mate, yeah, to fucking do you know what I mean? No one else can sit there. And if you want to do it, you can not leave. You can easily hide yourself in the corner and go do it. Do you know? It's up to the person to sit and say no. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I probably have lost people, mate, yeah, but my real ones are still there. My real friends are still there. Do you know that I've been there and everything like that? Got no, but balls to them, innit? They all, when they see me, you know, I'm like, it's a weird one. Do you know, it's the same as for instance, people don't want you when you're low, if you know what I mean, yeah. But now that I'm doing well, not everyone's getting in touch, but you get certain people that want to use what you're doing, yeah. And it's like, where was you before? Do you know? Oh, I was this big fucking thing there, yeah. Now because I'm doing well, you want me to promote you or something? No, thanks. It is what it is, isn't it?
What was the experience? You know, because obviously you wrote a blog post, and I'd say before that post there was a lot of people who had, you know, you'd not been sober that long, and people were still judging you in the with the vision that you were a heroin addict and a junkie, and with that tarring you with that brush. And then obviously you shared your story, which not many people knew, and the details that you shared with us, and a lot more details as well about the reality of your life. And there was obviously a level of understanding that came with why you'd ended up on heroin, and it kind of made a lot of sense. I mean, what was your experience kind of from telling your truth, you know, your perspective from how in your story?
Well, the thing is, certain friends, we've been together for fucking 13 years, mate. We've been friends since 16, 17. I'm now 30, 31 coming on here. So people was there in that time, yeah. But a lot of other people, do you know, when you that was, say, our two local villages and some people from the city, yeah. When you start moving out to the city and knowing more people, yeah, people, I let them judge all they want, yeah, but they don't know. They don't know. I wouldn't wish what happened to me on my worst enemy, yeah, at all, yeah, because of, like, I'm not a cunt. You know what I mean? I don't wish people that go die and shit like that, yeah. You don't get nowhere, yeah, and get better anyway, yeah. You sort of, like, it's a hard one, yeah, because they understand why I'm in this position, yeah, but they didn't know how to deal with it. And also it kind of, I weren't just dealing then with depression and, do you know, grief and everything, or, yeah, because, mate, to be fair, mate, I haven't even grieved over my dad properly, to be honest, because of, not I wanted him to die, cancer ate him alive. Do you know, like, it weren't his time, mate, yeah, but it was his time. Do you know, where you want him to go and everything? So, do you know, my mum's death, mate, I won't ever get over, mate. Do you know, there's nothing to get over. Do you know, it's crime, innit? Do you know what I mean? Like, so, but these people, it's hard, yeah, because sometimes you see people that have addictions and you don't know why, yeah. I just showed them I gave them a reason to know, do you know, not to know, but then that blog helped me out loads, yeah, because that blog helped me out because of, that was just on my head, mate, yeah, and it was nice I wrote that in about half hour, 40 minutes, mate, yeah. I know we went back to it a few times, yeah, but that was just, you know, it was putting everything that was up there onto a screen or onto a bit of paper, and it was so good for it just to go. And certain people weren't happy about it, if you can remember, James.
Yeah. No.
But the thing is, proved all them wrong as well.
It's sensitive. It's difficult. You know, it is difficult information.
Yeah. I know, and I was yeah. I get that. I get that, and I think, yeah, I get where they was coming from as well. Eddie, you're only 6 weeks. Eddie, you're only 4 weeks or whatever. You've done nothing. You've done nothing. You're bragging about having a job, but you haven't even started it. Don't worry about me, mate. I'll go to that place and smash that as well. Do you know?
And you did. You got, like, you know, when you got like top salesman, Costa salesman in the region.
Yeah, region, mate, yeah, for the whole year. Yeah, I went to Sainsbury's last week, yeah, to do a job. Not to do a job, to do to work nights, yeah. And there was an ex Costa girl, yeah. Yeah, not even in my shop. I don't even know who she is. And she was like, "Oh, so you're ready? Oh, we were saying we needed to sell how you sell." It's like, it's a good feeling, mate. Do you know? But wasted there. Do you know what I'm saying? It's, I don't know. I got this kind of perspective at the minute on life, yeah, where, no, I want to be the best. Yeah, I want to be the best Eddie, do you know what I mean? I don't want to be the best thingy because of there's other people with better positions, whatever, and all that. Yeah, but I want to be the best person that I can be. I want to provide positivity. I want to promote people that deserve it. Yeah, that have the talent there. Yeah, but they just don't get the attention. Do you know what I mean? I get attention and I even got talent.
Oh man, yeah, you're a gifted promoter, mate. You're a born promoter. That is, you are talented. You know, you are talented, Eddie. At that, honestly, you are.
Or a shit singer, mate. It's either way you want to say it.
I've got no interest in coming to your concert, but I'll hire you as a promoter any day of the week. Oh man,
it's a thingy, mate. The thing is, yeah, I know you said about suicide, yeah, and it's a difficult one, yeah, because after what happened with me, yeah, I didn't want to be here. I was taking drugs to wreck my life, to wreck my health. Do you know, I was trying to kill myself. Fucking in reality, do you know, and it's sad that we've got friends that haven't, and they've part, do you know, and it's fucking horrible, mate, that is, yeah. But do you know where, like, and I've had so many really close to death experiences, probably underwater, a fucking flat fire and shit like that, yeah. And I'm still here. Do you know?
That car crash, you went in the water, crashed into the river in a car, didn't you? And got
underwater, upside down, bloody, just horrific. It was like end of November, and he just dove over to the other side of the dike, rolled it, and then it's just water getting in and everything. Yeah. Now, like, there's obviously a reason why things ain't just. Do you know? It's not my time. Do you know? It's a weird one, isn't it? Do you know? I feel very fortunate and lucky. Do you know what I mean? And I feel lucky that I'm in the position that I'm at now. I've got plans for the next year that I don't even, do you know, that I'm thinking ahead. Do you know, I'm not sat there thinking, do you know how I said to you before, I was living for today? Yeah. At the beginning of the conversation, I said, I live for the moment. I didn't look at the future. I live for today. Yeah. Now I'm planning things for summer. Do you know, like, ranges for summer and everything? I'm looking for the future, not looking at, do you know, what's going on? Do you know, every day's a blessing. Do you know what I mean? And that's how you've got to treat it. Like, although it's a bit shit how it is at the minute, yeah, it can only get better. Do you know, if you think it's going to, no matter how bad you think life is, yeah, it's probably something worse off than you. Right, true or false. There is always. Yeah. You can sit there and say, I've lost my mum today. Yeah, the person next to you could say, I lost my wife, my kids, all in one car accident today. Do you know? You do not know what's going on in other people's lives. That's why you shouldn't pass judgment on other people. Obviously, there's banter, yeah, but do you know, like, everyone is. I don't mean that. Do you know? I know I'm on about when you have fun with friends and all that, teasing friends and everything. Yeah, but I'm on about you shouldn't pass judgment to someone that you don't know because of you don't know what they've overcome or what they've dealt with. I met one woman. Yeah, she went. I met her at my mate's. Yeah, she went. I was like, so why are you on heroin? Yeah, she went. I was raped as a kid and I was raped as an adult. Plenty of fucking reason there, isn't it? Do you know that's not a normal? Do you know that's a life-changing? Do you know experience that PTSD will keep bringing up and up and up and up? Do you know
there ain't no one addicted to heroin for no reason.
Yeah,
not a single person. There ain't no one that chooses to be in there all by themselves in a dark room, disconnected from everyone, that don't have a fucking good reason to do that, and it ain't a happy place, you know, and it is an addiction of being addicted to escaping reality is only one step away from suicide at any point. If you want to escape from reality that bad, the only place to go from suicide, the next step is suicide, because you can't escape further than heroin, can you? You know, it's the furthest you can escape.
Yeah, I get what you're saying on there. Yeah. Do you know on the suicide thing? Yeah, it's some people attempt suicide. Yeah, in my opinion. Yeah, and they don't want to do it. It's their cry for help. Do you know what I mean? When they're asking people to help them, yeah, and no one's listening, so they take it into their own accord, yeah, and then they go do whatever, yeah. But when you get these sudden ones, if you know what I mean, yeah, like thingy, yeah, that's when it beats up the people that are around them. Because you're like, oh, how come they weren't, do you know, trying to communicate and everything like that? Do you know, why weren't they sat there saying, but those people, yeah, it takes a lot of courage, if you know what I mean, to actually not go through with it. Yeah, I don't mean it to sit there and like, it's a big thought process. Do you know what I mean? You don't just sit there and do it in 5 seconds and then that's it. It's a big, do you know, is this what I like? And I've been there at times, mate, where I fucking wish it was me. Do you know what I mean? It's like you don't want to live. Do you know what I mean? But now, like I said, now it's just you've got to see behind the clouds and see that there is a sun there. Do you know that there is sunshine? There is good days. There is, do you know, and behind the rain and behind the clouds and behind everything, there is, do you know, some positivity.
That is the reality, isn't it? That it is just clouds. You do have to know that the sun is always there. It is, isn't it? You know, it's like
exactly.
You're a metaphor of the barrel, and that you're in a barrel, and you're always looking down. And all you got to do is look up, and see the sun, see that there is a world out there, and get out of the fucking barrel.
And the thing is, yeah, it just leads on to one thing to another, yeah. And I see it sometimes now with friends and everything, yeah. Not mentioning no names are out, but do you know they got a job, they got family, and they're getting hammered, yeah. Eventually, getting hammered too much will catch up onto you. Do you know where you start losing your job? You start losing your family. You start losing your friends. It's not a spiral, do you know, but it goes from one thing to another, to another, to another. It's like falling downstairs. Do you know, you might be on a landing where everything's going all fine, yeah? And then say you trip over drugs and then down to this step. Then it's your job. Then it's, do you know, then you've got nowhere to live because you can't pay for that. Do you know, it just goes boom, 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 boom.
I always used to think about, I've spent a bit. I remember when Harry McGill broke his sternum and we was in a cardiovascular ward, and the noises that people were making of people dying from lung stuff, from smoking their whole life. And I was just thinking, what I'm doing is way worse than cigarettes. You know, what am I going to look like in 20 years if I keep doing this? You know, do I want to die in this way? You know, this suffering.
Mate, my insides must be black. Do you know that? Do you know from all the shit that I put in my, do you know, like, you think, mate, when methadone first come out, yeah, some of the stuff that weren't even that.
That stuff was horrible. That was the worst thing. It smelled like cat piss and felt like you'd been punched up the nose by a hand grenade. It was what the things we did to ourselves, and just sniffing bags of powder off the floor, not knowing what they were. I did that a few times. I'd taste it, but I don't even recognise that taste. Should just do it anyway. And thank you that I'm still alive. Because how is any of us still alive? I don't get it. I don't know.
I've done stupid things, mate. Yeah, and you just again. I think it's one of those ones where, like I said, if it ain't your time, yeah, because of certain things in my life, it weren't their fucking time, yeah. But if you're gonna play and fuck around with shit like that, you've always got to be cautious. And you don't necessarily. You might think we've had friends here with habits for years. and they still get beat by a habit. Do you know? And they've been on it or done it for the last however long, and they still get beat. Do you know? They think they can handle it, and they get pushed over that limit, and there's no coming back. It's not. You don't get a retry, mate, in life. Do you know what I mean? That's a lie. Yeah, because me and you, yeah, both. Well, you flew out for your retry. Yeah, I've had to build my one up here.
And fair play, hats off to you, mate, because I wasn't strong enough to do it.
Yeah, but you knew, mate, where you had people over there, mate, and you knew that you could go over there. We all would have gone if we could.
You got to do what you got to do. You know, if you want to get off drugs and beat a bad habit, you've got to do what you got to do, and you can call it running away or whatever you want. But if I'd stayed, I don't know if I'd be alive. I'd be really fucked up if I'd stayed.
No. It's not running away, right? Yeah, we didn't say that you ran away. Yeah, I'm not saying you ran away, but you had opportunities that would have come to other people. Do you know, like, right? I was just before I left to go to Ipswich, mate. I was on the phone to Jeremy Kyle's show. Yeah, I actually had a bed waiting for me, mate. Yeah, and this was 3 weeks before they fucking got pulled off the TV and off the thing. I was deadly serious, mate. I wanted help. I wanted sorting out, and I was not going to do it in Lincoln. Yeah, and had it all set up waiting. Do you know? I was deadly serious about sorting myself.
I would have loved you and Jeremy Kyle. It would have been amazing.
Yeah, no, I was going for it, mate. Do you know, like, it's a weird one, isn't it? Do you know?
I feel like we've been robbed of something wonderful there.
I'd have had a show for him, mate, for the whole morning. Yeah, but you definitely got this. But again, if you, it's all good, yeah. Do you know, like, you get these people that go do rehab, and then I've got mates that have spent thousands of rehab. Absolutely thousands, and come back and got straight back on it. Do you know, like, what was the point? And I'm not sat there saying it like that, yeah, but unless you're going to feel, I know you feel like you needed rehab, yeah, but unless you're going to take it serious, you're wasting your money. Do you know, like, this ain't no, this is going to fix me, and once I come out of this, I'm the different person. No, you're the same person you are now, but you're just going to have a different mind state.
Well, I think it's not pointless, and you learn stuff that in the future will definitely help you, and you'll know processes and things to do, because it is fucking hard to quit forever. It's hard to stick it, but yeah, if you ain't serious, it ain't gonna work the first time.
No, it ain't. Mate, like I said, yeah, I went addiction umpteen amount of times, mate, loads of times. Yeah, maybe say 8-9 times, yeah, as for lengthy periods, different courses. Do you know courses of like method or something like that? Yeah, 8-9, however long, yeah, and I don't feel, yeah, there is enough support, proper support. Do I thought? No way, because of the fact is, yeah, and it's a weird one, because you can't just support that. There may be support there, and I was blind enough to sit there and deny it. Yeah, that may be a thing, but I don't. Right, for instance, yeah, I had CBT. Yeah, cognitive. I can't say it. Yeah, behavioural therapy. Yeah, so at the time of my life when I was having this, yeah, every week was different, because everything, like, do you know, busy or not busy, but something happening, yeah. By the time that was over, I weren't fixed on nothing, but it was seeing a bit, mate. Bye. Do you know what I mean? You've had 16 weeks, yeah, which is only an hour a session, which we've probably been talking about an hour, if not more, mate. Yeah. I can talk, yeah, and then it's over and everything like that. We still ain't going.
Yeah, and this is what we're trying to do with Break the Chain. Is I think that maybe a bit of both. Yeah, people, maybe you don't want the help at times, and that's true. But also, I think that in general, there is a lack of understanding for human needs, and go into a session for an hour, don't do nothing. There ain't no get better quick button, and you do need ongoing support, and you need an environment and a community that supports you, and where you feel that you are understood and cared about, that can nurture you out of this heavy conditioning that's so deep that takes years to get your mind out of this conditioning, and you need supporting all the time. Anytime you need to call someone and send a message and get some advice, just for ages, you can't go to a session and get fixed. You know?
No. And the thing is, with this ongoing support, though, yeah, like I said, it's right. I could be depressed tonight, yeah. Have a sleep, I'll be fine in the morning. But that night, yeah, might absolutely, do you know, like, beat me left, right, centre. Do you know where you can't sleep, this and that? You're doing good, though, with Break the Chain, mate, and it's good that you're doing something positive for other people. And you think where you've come from, mate, yeah, and what you're achieving now, and, like, mate, raising £1,000 for charity and shit like that. Do you know, pat yourself in the back for it, mate. Do you know what I mean? Not many people in the world, yeah, want to help others.
It's sad. It is sad. You know, I think that if there's one thing that we can do that is just the most beautiful gift to the world, is to help people understand why helping others is actually just the most wonderful thing that we can do, and provides everything.
Helping others gives you a buzz, mate.
It does it because it releases oxytocin, which is the thing that makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside. You can't get that from drugs and all this other stuff. You can't get it from selfish activity. You can't get it from stuff. You can't get it from money. You can't get it from a job. You can only get it from doing acts of kindness and this spiritual connection that you get from love and giving instead of taking all the time. And it is actually, if you want to feel good, even from a selfish point of view, the only way you can feel good is through giving. You know. Yeah.
No, I'm one like that though. Do you know when you've necessarily come from not necessarily nothing, yeah, but do you know, like, not privileged, if you know what I mean, yeah, where you may have had to struggle for things in life or whatever, yeah. If someone does me not necessarily a big favour, but I'm grateful for anyone going out their way for me, yeah. I go out my way for so many people, yeah, and I don't think, I'm going out my way for you. I'll just do it because of the fact is, yeah, I would like someone to do that for me if I was in that need or needed that help and everything. Do you know, it's hard, yeah, because of you may do good all the time, yeah, but then someone will not take advantage of it, but it knocks you down. Do you know when people treat you like shit, if you know what I mean? It can knock you down straight away, right? And it can, like, make you feel shit. Do you know? And it can make you feel like, am I doing this for the right purposes, or am I doing it for this, or am I doing it for that? Do you know? But in the end, if you could just sit there, sit there, smile, and then fucking, do you know, like, just carry on with your own life. And if they don't even appreciate it or whatever, just think, fuck it, I won't do that again.
It comes back down to being the best Ed you can be, doesn't it? Being the best Ed you can possibly be, and not judging, knowing that they're in a shit situation and their obliviousness and selfishness is hurting them, and we don't know why they're being selfish, and being like, and just wishing that person the fucking best, you know, and then being like, well, I've done my bit and I've done my best.
Yeah, but sometimes as well, yeah, like you said with me about my friends, yeah, about people left you or whatever, yeah. A real friend, yeah, right, you may piss them off one night, yeah, and you may be off your head or whatever, yeah, and you may piss them off, but a real friend will always come back, mate. Do you know what I mean? A real friend will think of all the good times rather than the bad. Do you know what I'm saying? And if they don't, they're not a real friend, in my opinion.
I agree with that. You know, a real friend and a good human won't judge people because they don't love you. If they judge you and you're judging people thinking they don't love you, you know, and that's just, you don't want them as a friend if they're going to do that.
No, completely. Do you know, like, I don't want no one, like, do you know, I'm not one of these people. Do you know, like, I gas people up when they do good, mate. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what people should do in the world, mate. Do you know, bring people up. And don't get me wrong, people sit there and go, oh, yeah. But nah, you bring people up, yeah, and then, do you know, because it's not necessarily, you know, not criticism and all that shit, yeah, but that might make their day. Do you know what I mean? You doing something like that, mate. I have so many people, like, I've put on block to block and stuff like that, yeah, media platform and everything, and they're so grateful that you've done that. Do you know? I ain't even done anything. It's their talent. It's it's all them. It's not me, but it's just, do you know?
It's so easy. It's so easy to do nice stuff for people and make someone really happy. It's so easy. It's so easy.
Yeah.
It's so easy to save someone from suicide. It's so easy to save someone's life. All you got to do is call them and have a chat.
And be there.
All you got to do is be there. Don't even matter what you say.
Yeah,
you know,
that's true.
It's not.
Sure no, I know what you're saying, and well, even today, mate, I had someone phone me today from Australia, not Australia, from Portugal, and they've had a bit of a shit time recently and been arguing and all that, yeah. And at the end of his phone call, it was, "Oh, thanks for ringing me. Do you know, thanks for talking to me and giving me the time to talk now. Do you know, like," and I see it as, like you said, it's just, if they've got someone that can listen to that will listen to them and give them a response. Not necessarily, it might not. And as you found out, I will say shit. You know, I will say things up front. Like, I will tell them things that they won't want to hear. Yeah. However, it's not meaning that I don't want to talk to them. Not like that. I will tell them the reality of things to come. Yeah. For instance, I want to get into heroin. It's fine, but it's not a nice thing at the end. Do you know? It's one of those ones. Do you know? People, you can, but again, yeah, it's one of those ones where you can only give people so much advice before you feel like you're talking to death's door. Do you know? Not death's door. Do you know? To a brick wall. Yeah, you're sat there and they don't want your help. They don't. Do you know, you want to help them, you want them to change their stance, you want them to change their path in life, yeah, but not necessarily they've got do you know,
the trick is not to try and change people, just to love them, you know, and let them make their own choices. You make your choice, but it's down to us, you know, to do those kind things and those acts of kindness all the time, because as the point being, it's so easy. You know, it's so easy just to, you know, I've been someone who's like hardly spoken to my family, or, you know, for years I didn't really check in or contact anyone, and I just thought, and I had really bad anxiety as well, and I just didn't do nice things for anyone. I was just thinking about myself all the time, and it was, you know, it was part of me getting over my addiction was I had to start thinking about other people. What's good for other people, connecting with other people, and stop living such a selfish life. Because, you know, in my life, I have been a bad person and a good person. I've been both of them things. Yeah. So people could have judged me for many different things. Met me on the wrong day, you'd hate me. I've been a real prick. Yeah. You know, I've been all these different things. So it's like, who am I? You know, I ain't a good person or a bad person, you know. But it's fucking true. I've been a real prick. I've done some horrible things I'm really ashamed of. But, you know...
It's all right, I accept your apology.
Cheers, mate.
Aye. You've overcome that one today, mate.
Yeah.
Right.
I repent.
It's my turn to ask you then, in 2021, what is Break the Chain bringing to the table?
I want to start...
And then ask you what I'm bringing to the table.
All right. In 2020, Break the Chain. I don't like these questions because it puts this pressure on me where it's kind of like I get like this fear of failure and fear of... Which I do have, a lot of fear of failure and stuff like that. But, you know, like whatever, I'm just going to put it on the table. I want to... The website that we've built, I've built like a website that's like a world for someone who wants to be inspired and see life with new and inspired eyes. And that will help a community that will help support them out of the darkness into the light through people doing extreme sports, music, artists, and all different people talking about all different things, you know, or all different walks of life. And it's like a little world, and it's really cool. that I'm confident we've got that done because I nearly have. I've had to learn how to build websites myself and stuff. It's ridiculous the amount of work that's going into this, but it's really cool. And another thing that I want to do that's really, I think, important that I'm a bit more nervous about is I want to start an online chat service where people can contact us all the time and have a chat and support line, basically. Not necessarily aimed at...
So you need people online 24/7 though, wouldn't you?
Yeah, or set hours, but probably 24 hours. But I'm nervous about that. But that's what I hope that we can get that done. And we will need funding. I'm not quite sure how to tackle that. Fundraising, something I've got to get my head around. But probably we'll have to go through like proper funding. And, you know, I've got to potentially bring in on another director who I won't say who it is, but someone in the UK, so we can actually apply for proper funding.
Is his name Dick? Is his name Dick?
You can't have family members on your thing, else they won't give you funding for some reason. It's one of the rules, which is pretty weird. But yeah, so I don't, you know, that's some of the stuff that we've got planned for Break the Chain for 2021. You know, this whole lockdown thing has given birth to Break the Chain, really. Like it's
smash lockdown, mate. Yeah, lockdown ain't been lockdown for me, although it stopped my actual events. Yeah, on a different level of clothing, artwork, media. Do you know, live streams, this, that. Yeah, working with famous DJs, MCs, getting support from people and everything like that. I probably wouldn't have even been able to do that if I was bloody working. Do you know? Not working. Well, that's a lie, yeah, because I went back to work after 6 weeks of lockdown, yeah. But do you know that whole reaching out, and that's where social media is so good. But social media is like a double-edged sword. Do you know you can put something out so good for everyone, yeah? But then you could get loads of trolls, and it's just like. Do you know where?
It's both, man. Yeah. It's good and bad. If you use it right, same as this lockdown and being isolated, it's good and bad. Are you going to use it right? And you know, I'm lucky that I had a bit of focus, you know, and I wasn't just wanting to get off my head and go to party all the time. Else it would have been hell. But you know, changing perspective and being like, how am I going to use this time? How often do you get the opportunity to just have some time where you don't have to do shit, you know, and be like, what am I going to do with this? And finding a way to
go either. Is that's the thing. You got nowhere to go and you got nothing to rush about.
Yeah. So it's been a pretty special time, and that could have been equally as good or bad depending on your perspective, you know. So anyway, what's Rude Awakening's got planned for 2021?
Well, me, yeah, I've got some big business. Well, not big business. I'm hoping to do a range with a group of artists that I used to follow when I was like 13, which I'm really proud of that one. I'm not going to mention no. I have dropped it already, but I'm not going to mention no names till I've actually got their stuff, mate. Yeah, I've already dropped it, but I need it cemented. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But if events are allowed back on, mate, I'm just looking forward to putting them back on. Do you know what I mean? But it's clothes and different clothings and different looks and stuff like that. It seems to be it's picking up, mate. It's picking up properly. And it's not that. It's so nice knowing that people like your designs and like your concepts and shit like that. I want to do, a festival. That's going to cost a lot. Yeah. I think Break the Chain should sponsor it, yeah?
With what? With what? We'll give you. We'll just send you some. We'll send you some hope. We'll package you up some hope and dreams, and send it. I'll post it to you in a little post box.
What I was thinking, is I go to that petrol garage in Horncastle, fall over, and in 4 years, when I get my claim money, it's sponsored by Break the Chain. Eddie broke his leg, sponsored by Break the Chain.
I don't know if you can categorise me and my parents as the same thing. They have money, I don't. I'm not so wealthy.
No.
So I've been this year. Like everyone's been noticing how many holes I got in my clothes, and someone sent me some socks through the post, like a secret Santa. And they won't. I don't know who they're from, but people have like sent me socks and that in the post because I got so many holes in all my clothes and that.
That's not. Right. Might as well, yeah, get that charity pot out and sit on the street. You know, like.
Oh man, I should do.
You know, it's thingy, innit? Obviously, I've got looks, I've got photo shoots and stuff like that. I'm collaborating with a lot of artists, not a lot of art. I'm collaborating with artists, brands, and stuff like that from all over. I've got a up and coming designer called Saint Lemon in Manchester. He's doing some nice bits. So if we go work together, bring out a range in that. So did I think 2 years ago I'd be a clothing designer and a successful one at that? No.
I wouldn't have picked that either, Ed. I wouldn't have picked
fashion sense, mate.
I wouldn't have picked anything that none of us are doing, you know, and that's the beautiful thing, right, about straightening your life out and getting some focus and wanting to do something for the future and you know and live life, you know. It's unbelievable where it can go if you just keep making the next right choice. You don't need to have this big dream of such, but if you just keep making the next right choice, it can go in a really, really cool direction, you know.
Yeah, it's so easy to make the wrong one now. It's so easy it's so easy where it might just be. Do you know the good side might be a long path, yeah, but the wrong side's a really short path. So you take that really short path, yeah. No, not knowing that it's wrong yet, but you're like. And then you just question it and go, oh, shit, I should have took that long one. You know, life is just about learning, isn't it? Everything's a learning game. Everything that I've done, mate, yeah, in the last 18 months, yeah, I can't comprehend it myself, to be honest. It don't sit with me properly. For instance, right, we'll just drop some quick things, not names, but just quick things, yeah. My favourite MC, merched him. But massive tune, merched him. A Kiss FM DJ, merched her. Do you know a wrestler, merched him? Do you know it's fucking? I can't even. You know where people. It might not meet. Like the thing is as well. Yeah, it's unbelievable how many people are actually supporting it. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just grateful for everyone. Do you know what I mean? I'm grateful to be in this position, to be blessed in this position at the minute, mate, yeah, and to look forward to what's coming instead of sat there thinking, oh, I've got to wake up tomorrow. Do you know, you wake up and you're like, yes, I've got to wake up tomorrow. What can I do today? Who am I going to merch now? Who's next?
Oh, man, amazing. I love it, Ed. I'm going to cut it there. I think I've really enjoyed this conversation, and I'm pleased we finally got it done. And I don't think you've embarrassed me too much.
Right, too many bits there. It adds to it, mate.
Right. Well, Eddie's gone.
No, wait.
We haven't finished yet, but yeah. Right. So, where can people find Rude Awakenings?
Instagram. www.instagram.com/rudeawakenings23 and on Facebook www.facebook.com/rudeawakenings23. I did have a website, but we'll sort that out. Yeah, so not at the minute on the internet, but on the website. But check me out on Facebook and Instagram. You'll find loads of good things on there. It's good. It's good. Life's good. It's good. Check it out. And whatever genre of music you like, hit me up. Also, if you're an artist, if you're a DJ, musician, anything that you think you could, a clothing designer, anything you can contribute to Rude Awakening, to me as my brand, send me a message. I'm up for working with anyone and everyone. You know, I come from nothing, mate. I'm not going to sit there and turn people away or help away. There we go.
Working out. Cheers, mate. Pardon?
Where can I find my video? No,
mate, we'll get it. I've got to get this edited and get it up. I've did a real rush job. But what I thought, you know, the reason why I decided to do this now when I've got no time and just get it done is because what you have to share now at times when people are struggling so much, especially through Christmas and special occasions, I thought this is such a gift to people. I
want to say one thing though, yeah. Christmas is one of those times, yeah, where you do notice family members missing, yeah. But there is always going to be someone missing, yeah. Not necessarily straight away, but some point in life and everything. There's always going to be someone maybe not there or can't get there, or as yourself, mate, in a different country, yeah. Do you know? But just enjoy the time with the people that are there. Don't sit there looking back. Enjoy the people that are present. Do you know the people that you can appreciate the time with? There we go.
Yes, Ed.
Right. See you in a bit, mate.
Thanks, Ed, mate. Have a good night. Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you too, mate. Bye, mate.
Cheers,
Love
mate.
you. Bye.